In July 1999, 18-year-old Crystal Haag was reported missing from her home in Ormond Beach. She had left without telling her family where she was going. There were no confirmed signs of violence, no ransom demands, no clear indication of a crime, just absence. A missing persons report was filed. Her information was entered into state systems and the National Crime Information Center. Early efforts focused on contacting friends, checking hospitals, and reviewing possible travel leads. As weeks passed without confirmed sightings, urgency gave way to uncertainty. Because Crystal was legally an adult, investigators face a critical distinction. Adults have the right to leave voluntarily. Still, without proof of safety, her case remained open. For her family, the lack of answers meant years of unanswered questions and unresolved fear. Time moved forward. 12 years passed. Then, in 2012, authorities confirmed that Crystal Haag was alive. She had not moved across the country. She had not left Florida. According to a statement from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, she had been living in the Daytona Beach area, roughly 40 minutes from Ormond Beach, the entire time. The rediscovery did not come from a dramatic rescue or criminal breakthrough. Law enforcement was able to confirm her identity through official records and direct contact. Public statements made clear there was no evidence of foul play connected to her disappearance. She had left voluntarily in 1999. Importantly, reports indicate she was living under her real name. She had not assumed a complex alias or fled internationally. She had obtained identification, worked, and functioned within ordinary systems. So, how did someone remain officially missing for more than a decade while living so close to where she disappeared? Part of the answer lies in how missing persons databases function. The National Crime Information Center is primarily accessed during law enforcement encounters. It is not a system that continuously scans employment records, housing leases, or medical visits. If an adult avoids law enforcement contact, or if routine interactions do not trigger a database check, a missing status can remain unchanged. There is also the legal reality. Competent adults are allowed to disengage from family without committing a crime. Unless there is evidence of coercion or danger, law enforcement cannot compel an adult to maintain contact with relatives. In Crystal's case, once deputies verified her identity and confirmed she was safe, the case was formally closed. No charges were filed. There were no public allegations of abduction or abuse connected to her disappearance. Authorities described it as a voluntary decision made by an adult. For her family, the news brought confirmation after 12 years of uncertainty. Public details about any personal reconciliation were not disclosed, and law enforcement respected her privacy. The case highlights the complex space between disappearance and autonomy. Missing persons investigations often focus on crime, and many cases do involve harm, but others fall into a quieter category, voluntary absence. Geography can amplify misunderstanding. 40 minutes is a short drive, yet physical proximity does not guarantee visibility. Administrative systems are not designed to track adults who choose to start over. Without a triggering event such as an arrest or formal identity check tied directly to a missing record, someone can remain listed as missing even while living openly. Crystal Haag's story did not end in tragedy or prosecution. It ended with confirmation, alive, nearby, independent. Her case has been cited in broader discussions about missing adult reports and database limitations. Systems like the National Missing and Unidentified Person System, developed after her disappearance, were created to improve coordination between agencies. Even so, the central legal principle remains unchanged: adults have the right to leave. For families, that principle can be painful. Silence can feel indistinguishable from danger. Years of not knowing can reshape lives. But in 2012, the record was updated. The designation changed from missing to located. 12 years after she left Ormond Beach, Crystal Haag was found not across oceans or under a new identity, but within the same region, living a separate life. Sometimes disappearance is not about distance traveled. Sometimes it is about the limits of systems, the boundaries of autonomy, and the quiet reality that someone can vanish in plain sight, not because they were hidden, but because they chose to step away.